Have you ever wondered how ancient wisdom can guide your modern life? Join me as we unravel the hidden power of Shona Proverbs, timeless sayings from Zimbabwe that pack big lessons into simple words. Let's dive into their meanings and discover how they speak to us today. So the first proverb we are going to look at is Natsa Kwawabva usiku. Proverb meaning. This proverb translates to make things good where you are coming from, for where you are going is unknown. It's important to maintain positive relationships and not burn bridges as the future is uncertain. Be good to others and appreciating the place you are living, because you might need it later or encounter similar situations again.
In a dusty village outside Bulawayo, Rudo stood at the bus stop, her suitcase heavy with dreams. The Shona proverb her aunt always said rang in her ears. Be kind to those you leave behind, for you don't know if darkness awaits where you're going. Rudo, 19, was heading to Johannesburg for a job as a shop assistant, chasing a better life. But her heart was uneasy. Rudo had argued with her best friend, Sitabile, a week ago. They'd been like sisters, sharing secrets and sadza under the stars. But when Rudo bragged about her new job, Sitabile felt hurt, saying, "You think you're better than us now." Angry, Rudo snapped, "Stay in this village forever then." She left without making peace, ignoring her aunt's advice to fix things before going. In Johannesburg, the city sparkled but was harsh. Rudo's job was tough, long hours, a mean boss, and barely enough money for rent. She felt alone in her tiny room, missing Sitabile's laughter. One day, her phone broke and she lost all her contacts. Worse, she got sick and couldn't afford a doctor. The city felt like a dark maze, just as the proverb warned. Desperate, Rudo remembered Sitabile's cousin, Themba, who lived in Johannesburg, but she hadn't spoken to Sitabile in months. Swallowing her pride, she borrowed a phone and called her old friend, Sitabile. "I'm sorry," Rudo said, her voice shaky. "I was wrong to be cruel." Sitabile forgave her, and within hours, Themba arrived with medicine and food, even helping Rudo find a better job. Back on her feet, Rudo visited her village months later. She hugged Sitabile tightly under the same stars. "I was lost in the dark," Rudo said, "but you helped me find my way." The proverb's wisdom was clear. Kindness to those you leave behind lights the path when life turns dark.
The next proverb is Zizi Kugara Muhuku hazvireve rava hukuwo. Proverb meaning. An owl living among chickens does not become a chicken. So this proverb holds a profound message about cultural identity, assimilation, and staying true to your roots. Applying this proverb to daily life, some people burden themselves with trying to fit in with peers of a higher status.
Story demonstration Tarisai, a Zimbabwean nurse in Birmingham, UK, feels out of place at her new hospital job. Her colleagues are mostly British, with fancy accents and expensive hobbies like golf and wine tastings. Wanting to fit in, Tarisai tries to change herself. She spends her savings on designer clothes, forces herself to like wine, and hides her Shona accent, mimicking her co-workers' slang. At a work party, she avoids talking about her love for sadza or Zimbabwean music, fearing it's too different. But the effort exhausts her. She feels fake, and her colleagues still treat her like an outsider. Tarisai's confidence fades, and she starts dreading work, feeling like she's losing herself. Wisdom application. Rewind the story. Tarisai recalls the proverb, "An owl living among chickens does not become a chicken." She decides to embrace her roots. At the next work party, she brings a dish of sadza and peanut butter stew, sharing stories of her childhood in Harare. She speaks in her natural accent and plays a Thomas Mapfumo song on her phone. To her surprise, her colleagues are curious and impressed. They ask about Zimbabwean culture and even try dancing to the music. Tarisai feels proud and connected, building real friendships while staying true to herself. Universal connection. In the diaspora, many feel pressure to blend into new cultures, changing accents, clothes, or habits to seem higher status. It's tempting to hide who you are to fit in at work, school, or social circles. But the proverb teaches us that you don't need to become someone else to belong. Like an owl among chickens, your unique identity is your strength. Embracing it builds genuine connections, not a fragile mask.
The next proverb is Chimwe, Nechimwe Chine Nguva Yacho. Proverb meaning everything has its own timings. For example, seasons of the year, summer, autumn, winter, spring, come and go at their rightful time. The proverb encourages patience and understanding that events unfold naturally and at their own pace.
Story demonstration. Tinashe, a young Zimbabwean living in London, dreamed of opening a small restaurant serving sadza and stew. He saved every penny from his delivery job, but progress felt slow. His friend Musa urged him to borrow money and open the restaurant now. "Why wait? Strike while it's hot," Musa said. Tinashe felt pressure. His diaspora community craved authentic food, and he feared missing his chance. Doubt crept in. Was he moving too slowly? One evening, Tinashe visited his auntie, Mai Rudo, who reminded him of the proverb, "Everything has its own time." She shared how she waited years to start her hair salon, learning the trade and saving patiently. Rushing, she warned, could lead to mistakes. Tinashe reflected. He kept working, improving his recipes and studying business. A year later, a perfect shop space opened at a price he could afford. His restaurant launched successfully, packed with customers who loved his food. By waiting for the right time, Tinashe built something lasting. The proverb taught him patience, a lesson every dreamer can embrace. Trust the timing, and success will follow.
The next proverb is Gudo Guru, Peta Muswe, kuti vadiki vakutye. Proverb meaning, which loosely translates to leaders should respect those whom they lead, lest they abuse their positions and lose their favor. Literally meaning, respect is earned by being unpretentious.
Story demonstration. Kudzai, a Zimbabwean community leader in Toronto, organized events for the diaspora. He was respected but grew proud, often dismissing others' ideas. When planning a cultural festival, he insisted on his vision, expensive decorations, and a big venue, ignoring the team's suggestions for something simpler. Volunteers felt unheard and tension brewed. Some stopped showing up, whispering, "He thinks he's above us." One elder, Baba Tapiwa, pulled Kudzai aside and shared the proverb, "Leaders must stay humble to earn respect." He warned that pride could cost Kudzai his community's trust. Kudzai ignored the advice, believing his status was enough. The festival flopped, few attended, and funds ran dry. Humbled, Kudzai tried again the next year. He listened to his team, choosing a modest park and local performers. Volunteers felt valued and worked hard. The event was a hit, with families dancing and sharing stories. By embracing humility, Kudzai regained respect. The proverb resonates for diaspora leaders everywhere. Respect is earned through humility, not power, in communities striving to stay connected.
The next proverb is Chinokanganwa Idemo, asi chitsiga hachikanganwi. Proverb meaning, which translates to the axe may forget, but the log that was cut never forgets. This proverb carries a powerful message about our actions, their consequences, and the impact they leave on others.
Story demonstration. In a bustling Melbourne suburb, Tendai, a Zimbabwean shop owner, hired his cousin Simba to work at his grocery store. Simba was eager but struggled with punctuality. Tendai, frustrated, often shouted at Simba in front of customers, calling him lazy. Simba felt hurt, his confidence chipped away like a log under an axe. The diaspora community noticed, and whispers spread about Tendai's harshness. One day, Simba quit, leaving Tendai short-staffed. At a family gathering, their aunt, Gogo Mavis, shared the proverb, "The axe may forget, but the log never does." She explained that harsh words leave lasting scars, even if the speaker moves on. Tendai brushed it off, thinking Simba would get over it. Months later, Tendai needed help for a big event. Simba, now thriving at another job, declined to return. Customers too shopped elsewhere, remembering Tendai's behavior. Regret hit him. He hadn't realized his words cut so deep. Tendai apologized and slowly rebuilt trust by treating others kindly. For Shona people, the proverb reminds us our actions leave marks, so choose compassion to build lasting bonds.
The next proverb is Kudya Chomungozva, ubata mwana. Some say Kudya Chomungozva, ubata mwana. Proverb meaning, it translates to, if you want to eat any food prepared by a mother of a newborn child, you have to hold the baby first. So applying this proverb to daily life, the mother of a newborn baby has many cares, but a primary role is to look after the baby. When visitors come home, the nursing mother would naturally want to feed them, but not before the baby is comfortable or is asleep. That's why such mothers continue to breastfeed or to play with the child, even though other pressing tasks are at hand. So anyone who is serious about getting the attention of such a mother has to take care of the baby first.
Story demonstration. Rumbi, a Zimbabwean nurse in New York, had just given birth to her daughter Tapiwa. Her apartment buzzed with diaspora friends eager for her famous sadza and peanut stew. One evening, her cousin Farai visited, hungry and impatient. "Rumbi, when's dinner ready?" he asked, ignoring Tapiwa's cries. Rumbi, juggling the baby, felt torn. Hospitality was her pride, but Tapiwa needed her. Farai kept complaining, adding to her stress. Frustrated, Rumbi served him a rushed, bland meal. Later, her friend Shingi arrived. Seeing Tapiwa fussing, Shingi remembered the proverb, "To eat a new mother's food, hold the baby first." She offered to rock Tapiwa, soothing her to sleep. Relieved, Rumbi cooked with care, serving Shingi a delicious meal. Farai, hearing this, felt embarrassed. He returned the next day, gently holding Tapiwa while Rumbi prepared a feast. The proverb sank in, prioritizing a mother's needs brings harmony. For diaspora communities, this rings true. New parents balance tradition and duty. Helping with small acts like caring for a child builds stronger bonds and ensures everyone thrives.
That's it for today. So for this third episode, we end here. Let me know in the comments how these proverbs have guided your biggest decisions. Share these proverbs with someone who needs to hear them, and tag a friend who embodies this wisdom. So meet you next time.